What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel Clearly Crypto, where we want to know more, grow more, and reap the benefits. This is the channel that comes out with daily crypto news to help you guys out. Make sure to get subscribed if you're not, so that you're not missing out on future episodes. Like I said, I come out with this content daily for you guys. Today is episode 9 for you. Make sure to also follow me over on Twitter. I share plenty of my views on crypto, the different places that I get my crypto info, as well as sharing all of the stuff that I learn about reading charts on crypto, as well as the regular stock market out there. So if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure to give me a follow over on Twitter. Now for today's video, I do have plenty of great info for you guys, news about crypto across the globe, some news about Binance, Coinbase, as well as some pretty interesting stuff here at the end. So make sure to stick around to the end of the video, that way you get all the info here. Thank you guys so much for being here, by the way. So the first piece of news that I have, 64% of U.S. blockchain-versed parents want crypto taught in schools, a survey says. So I would honestly be part of the 64% now. I didn't take the survey, but I myself am a parent. I have a little 3.5-year-old boy named Bruce, and honestly, I would love for him to learn about blockchain technology, crypto, whenever he does make it into school and gets up to the grade where they would be teaching it. So over 2/3 of the United States parents and college graduates with an understanding or involvement in crypto believe that crypto should be taught in schools in order for students to learn about the future of our economy, a new study has found. So it's a newly released study survey from study.com. So it shows that 64% of parents and 67% of college graduates, sorry, stuttering a little bit there, surveyed believe that cryptocurrency should be a part of the mandatory education. Um, Down here, it further explains that sufficient level of understanding of the blockchain tech, crypto, NFTs, and the metaverse was also required in order to be a subject of the survey, and anybody that didn't know enough about the topics or didn't understand it enough were disqualified. So this included 884 American parents and 210 American college graduates. So I feel like there's a big gap in between the parents and the graduates here. I feel like they could have found more college graduates that are into it. I do understand that most of this is talking about how parents want their kids in school learning about it, but I do feel like that gap could have been a little bit smaller, as well as getting a little bit more of a bigger pool for this survey. But irregardless, according to the Data Research Center Pew, around 88% of Americans have at least heard of cryptocurrencies, while only 16% of U.S. residents have invested or traded cryptocurrencies at some point in their lives. So that's also a big gap right there. That shows you guys just how early you are into crypto. If you're already one of the 16% of U.S. residents, again, not sure how big this pool is for this survey either, but with this, that's only 16% of the whole country that says to the survey that they are invested in crypto. So just to give you guys perspective on how early this stuff still is. The University of Connecticut and Arizona State University, I want to put this in because it was some pretty interesting info from this article. They're among US-based colleges that have introduced introductory courses on blockchain tech and crypto applications. So they're starting to get that into their universities in order to learn how to manage cryptocurrencies and how such digital assets impact our economy. So it'll be pretty cool to see what those classes hold. I'm sure that they're going to be talking quite a bit of things like the ISO 20022 standard. I think it's kind of going to be like a class, just like if you were to watch us on YouTube, like me, BitBoy, Crypto Mason, Daily, Altcoin Daily, CryptoJev, any of those out there, if you were to watch any of those channels, then I honestly think that it could be about the same thing as going to one of these classes. So prestigious universities such as Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and Harvard University have also begun offering similar courses. So there are universities out here in the U.S. that are already teaching about blockchain because it's just become so big. And then, as it states down here, because a large number of exciting new jobs will come from the E3 environment. So there are tons of jobs out there for Web3. Did I say E3? So what for Web3 environment? Sorry if I said E3. I'm not sure if I did there. But yeah, I've talked about it in the past videos where there are things like auditors being needed, Solidity developers. So there are plenty of jobs coming up in the Web3 space. So moving on from that, we have some news from China. China's Ant Group partners with Malaysian investment bank Kenanga. I've been trying to think of how to say that. Kenanga to launch Super App. So this was pretty cool to see, just as the title here, especially with Ant Group, because they are, if you didn't know, one of China's technology powerhouses. So they're working with Malaysia's largest independent investment bank, Kenanga, to launch a wealth generation and management super app. So they're calling this a super app, just a fancy name for it. It's going to be an app that just basically what they think is going to be extra features. So it's going to feature a suite of financial solutions such as stock trading, digital investment bank, digital investment management, foreign currency exchange, and crypto trading. So it's going to include all of this. Basically, a super app because it's the largest independent investment bank that they have, as well as their technology powerhouse. I believe that's the only reason why they're calling it a super app. But it's going to help to bring more financial solutions to their economy. The Ant Group behind the development of Alipay, China's largest digital payment platform, Ant Group's mobile development platform, MPass, will be what's going to be used on that to get everything running. The investment bank is going to leverage that platform in order to get everything running smoothly. So they have shown that Ant Group has had big success in the past by developing this Alipay. So we definitely need to keep a watch over this super app just to see exactly what's going to be happening with it, how well it's going to help their economy get into cryptocurrency. Moving on from there, some more global news for you guys. Philippines Central Bank approves 2 more digital banks. So if you didn't know, there were 4 banks over in the Philippines that have already been approved by their basically their CBDC. A total of, as it says here, a total of 6 digital banks are now allowed to operate in the Philippines. The new ones that are being authorized now, Union Digital Bank Incorporated, as well as GoTime Bank Corporation. The 4 that were already in there were the Tonic Digital Bank Incorporated, Maya Bank Incorporated, Overseas Filipino Bank Incorporated, and Uno Bank Incorporated. I love that last one because it has Uno in there. But with that, let me see, it was 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them up here are fully operational, and then we have Uno Bank, Union Digital Bank, and GoTime have commenced limited operation targeting select customers. The 3 are expected to go publicly launch within the second half of this year. So I wanted to put that in here for those of you that think that this might be a good investment opportunity, not financial advice. But with these 3 not being publicly launched just yet, you could take a look in there, maybe get early, see if one of these are going to be a good investment as far as getting into the digital bank sector over in the Philippines. So you always want to make sure to diversify with this. I know I'm going to be definitely looking into them. So according to the BSP, from January to June 2022, volume of electronic payments and finance services processed through digital banks reached 1.4 million transactions valued at 8.45 billion Filipino pesos. So that's still $150 million. So that's the volume of electronic payments and financial services that were already processed, and that's only going to go up from there. So they aim to digitize half of the total volume of retail payments in the country and onboard at least 70% of adults in the country into the formal financial system by 2023. So as you saw from the article that we have here, only 16% of the U.S. own crypto as far as adults, but this is going to show that they want 70% of theirs by 2023. So that's pretty crazy on how far the other countries are getting as far as getting their citizens into cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. So moving on from that, we have the Binance news for you guys. Binance discusses crypto regulations with financial watchdogs in the Philippines. So this is just adding on to how the Philippines are trying to get more revolutionized with this, more integrated with blockchain technology. They're allowing Binance to possibly be a exchange over there. So leading crypto exchange Binance was present during the Senate hearing in the Philippines. They target a vast license in the Philippines back in June, so they've been trying to work on this since June. And then Banco Central, the Philippines and Security Exchange Commission were in attendance. So they were in attendance as they were talking about all the different things at this meeting, and Binance were one of the things that they talked about. Crypto transactions in the Philippines have grown. In the first half of 2021, such transactions skyrocketed by over 300%. Also, virtual assets could become a financial solution for 78% of Filipinos who are unbanked at press time. So this is just showing how much there is to market to, how many people out there can be helped out by cryptocurrency just because they don't have access to banks. And with this, I don't believe that they've made any decision on whether or not to allow Binance as an exchange into their society just yet. But Binance does have regulatory nods from watchdogs in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East already in 2022 alone. And they have crypto licenses, in case you guys didn't know, in Dubai, France, Italy, Kazakhstan, and Spain. So they have crypto licenses in these big countries already. Dubai is a pretty big one. France, Italy. I'm not sure about Kazakhstan. I'm not sure how much they're integrated with blockchain technology just yet. And I do see Spain in here as well. With my heritage in Spain, pretty happy to see that. I'm a big Binance supporter, just in case you guys haven't realized. I do like what Binance is doing out there. I feel like they're going to be one of the exchanges that do make it through this market. So supposedly held talks with German regulators as well. So they're also talking to Germany as far as getting regulated over there as well. So Binance is making big steps to get everywhere they can, which, as you guys know, Ripple's token XRP is on Binance. They're doing some stuff on, they're doing their education program on learning how, on teaching their customers how XRP works. And if you do that program, then you can get some free XRP, just in case you didn't know. So this is just another step that I'm connecting to Ripple and XRP to getting out there globally. So more Binance news for you guys. Binance will support the Flow network, Flow upgrade and hard fork. So for those of you guys that know, Flow is doing a hard fork. They're upgrading. Binance will be the blockchain that will support that. As you can see here, Flow over the last year has been just kind of going down. They had a little bit of a pump in early August, but they just kind of flattened out from there. So the chart doesn't look too great, but again, with every chart these days in crypto, they're not looking way too great. With Flow, in case you guys didn't know, it is a pretty big chain, a pretty big project. It has over 8,000 developers on here, 13 million total wallet accounts. It's in a ton of different exchanges that you can purchase Flow. You can see all the brand partners that it's with. It has NBA, UFC, NFL, I mean, Dr. Seuss is on here, Samsung. They're the ones that started CryptoKitties, I believe. Ubisoft, Mocha Brands, which is a huge one. Genies, which I mean, all of these are huge affiliates and are huge brands to be affiliated with, and they have them. So Flow is a powerful tool for developers to create empowering experiences for users. Every aspect of the platform was designed from the ground up to support exceptional experiences at mainstream scale. So this is just a platform that helps developers create more. You can see more about the projects right here. It gives more information. It has case studies. You can see all of the different details that they've worked with as far as the NBA, NFL, UFC. So this is a pretty big thing as far as Binance helping them out with their hard fork and all their updates. I'm definitely going to be looking more into Flow to learn more about them, so I'll probably do a video just to explain what Flow is all about, their tokenomics and all that, so that you guys can possibly pick it up as an investment as well. Not sure if I will just yet. I'd like to do plenty of research before I do pick up any of these coins, so yeah, do plan to do it, especially since they are connecting with Binance, and my video yesterday showed that they are doing plenty of development on their chain as well. So more Binance news. Yay, Binance. Join us on Binance Live for an AMA with CEO of Scale Network, Jack Holleran. Sorry if I said that wrong, and the Binance Earn team. So I wanted to bring this up because this is happening tomorrow, so this is time sensitive. It's going to be at 15 UTC. Not exactly what that would be. Not sure what that would be my time, but you can go to Google and you can just type in that time to whatever time zone you're at, and you can figure out exactly when it'll be. But I wanted to bring this up because there will be $5,000 in their token, the SKL token, to be won. All you have to do is go down here, read the thread. It'll tell you exactly how to participate in that. So this is a way that you guys can get a little bit of extra cash as well as learn about the blockchain technology coming to the world. So yeah, just wanted to bring that out so that you guys don't miss out on that. Moving on from there, Coinbase boss says transaction fee based revenue model won't work long term. This was pretty interesting to see, especially since Coinbase has been having so much trouble lately as far as their stock, their exchange, everything. I mean, they're even planning to stop payments and withdrawals ahead of the Ethereum merge. If you've seen in one of my past videos, I talk about that. So that's why you guys want to make sure to get subscribed. I talk about plenty of info on here. We've already covered the Ethereum merge on multiple videos on here. And this is just another thing that Coinbase is talking about that I think is kind of a double-edged sword in here because with this, they talk about how they want to ditch the reliance on transaction fees as their main source of income, and they would like it all to move. They want to move to a place where more than 50% of the revenue comes from subscriptions and services. So referring to paid Coinbase services, premium membership packages, staking, rewards programs, and the like. So whenever I was reading this, whenever I was looking into it, it says raking eye-watering profits when crypto prices rise, but it tends to get hard when prices stagnate and trading volumes drop. So they talk about how whenever crypto's going up, whenever the bull run hits, they're making a ton of money. Whenever it goes down, they're not making enough, which makes complete sense. But with this, I was wondering if they're going to, it doesn't talk about if they're going to like bring down the fees at all. They're talking about how they're going to bring more subscriptions into the services, into the service, how they're going to try to make more revenue from the subscriptions, which in my eyes, what that tells me is that they're going to be bringing up the prices, if not adding more levels to the subscriptions. That way they can get more revenue, because that would be one of the ways that I would think that they would do it, having different tiers on which you can do it, if not just adding more things that you can add on to your existing subscription. So I just wanted to bring this up for those of you that are in Coinbase. I know I myself, I just have my Ethereum locked up in there for way back whenever I did it for the Ethereum merge. It's not too much on there. I don't use Coinbase myself other than that, and I don't really recommend other people doing it because they're just so centralized and they do pretty much whatever they want on their platform. So moving on from that, don't want to get you guys down and out about crypto too much. The last piece of information I have here is really big. I'm surprised that it hasn't popped up before this, but how long can crypto keep ignoring this U.S. clearinghouse's blockchain? So the U.S. clearinghouse is a part of CHIPS. I've talked about that on my ISO 20022 video. If you don't know about them, go and watch that video, and I talk all about them. They're a huge part of our monetary system, and it's going to be one of the people that switched over to ISO 20022 starting in November. So the largest clearinghouse in the U.S., the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, DTCC, has provided performance details for its private blockchain. So this is what the government's doing in the behind the curtain. They are working on stuff like Project Ion. That's what this is called, where it's processing 100,000 bilateral equity transactions per day and almost 160,000, transactions on peak days. So they're doing 100,000 bilaterally equity transactions. So the reason why it says that is because they are working alongside their regular system as of right now. The non-blockchain system settlement system is still running as of right now, so this is kind of running in the background along with it. Whereas most public blockchains process simple monetary settlements like fees and remittance, which is mainly talking about like Bitcoin there. DTCC's distributed ledger has to settle contractual equity ownership between tens of millions of counterparties across thousands of brokerages, whilst remaining compliant with NYSE or NASDAQ rules and U.S. security laws. So that's another reason why I wanted to bring this up is somehow they are compliant with U.S. security laws, but I mean, nobody out there really knows how to be compliant with security laws as far as blockchains and crypto goes. So that's one of the reasons why I want to bring this up is that it's a private blockchain that the pretty much the government's running, and they're already saying that this is compliant with security laws. Now down here they do kind of contradict themselves where it says that, let me see, Project Ion's blockchain is running parallel with the legacy system until regulators approve the full phase-out system. So they're saying that it is completely compliant, but they're waiting for regulators to approve it. So I wonder if they're waiting for the ISO 2002 standard to fully come in effect and have things regulated in order for them to get this fully approved. Not sure if that's what they're waiting on or if it might be something else. The clearinghouse developed Ion in collaboration with major brokerage houses like Barclays, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, and Robinhood. So there's some pretty big players that were helping in the development, especially Charles Schwab here, or Charles Schwab. I always say Schwab, but it's Charles Schwab there. Fidelity and Robinhood. Not sure what Barclays is. I'll have to look into that, see exactly who they are. I'm sure that they're pretty big. I know that it's just ABC order, so I'm not sure that it's in order of importance there. But yeah, those three are definitely some big players to get in along with this with this collaboration. So it was pretty interesting reading about this. DTCC retains full control over the system. So like I said, it's centralized. Access and participation must be approved by the company. Permissioned blockchains have the advantage of being more scalable than public blockchains, of course, because they're controlling everything. I mean, if you can control every little bit of the blockchain, then of course it's going to be able to be more scalable because it's not having to fight against multiple people. It's not having to take, like, say, 30 to 50 people to figure out, or thousands of people to figure out what to do next. It's just a centralized group that can say, all right, now we're going to do this, whether it helps just us or the whole party. So that's kind of the caveat to that as well, is that they get to choose whether to do things or not, whether it's going to be good or bad. You don't really get a say-so in these. So public permissionless blockchains can still process large volumes of payments. Bitcoin processes 400,000 transactions on peak days, and routinely handles 300,000 transactions daily. Because DTCC has complex needs which do not include decentralization, so they don't want decentralization in here. They're just saying that they want to keep control of this blockchain. They want to keep it centralized. It shows the scalability of a permissioned blockchain. So what I got here is that they're saying how this only does 400,000 transactions. I mean, they're already doing 100,000, 160 peak days. So it's already doing about half of what Bitcoin could do, is what they're saying in my eyes here. But I mean, you go over to things like Ethereum, and Ethereum is doing well over 1 million transactions a day, even on this downtrend here. You can see that even, let me see, that's Wednesday, yesterday, they did well over 1 million transactions right there. I mean, if I don't even want to bring up XRP because they would just leave them in the dust as far as transactions. And honestly, they would be almost the exact same thing here as far as settled contractual equity ownership between tens of millions of counterparties across thousands of brokerages. I believe that's kind of what XRP is hoping to solve as well. But just wanted to bring this up, to bring this to your eyes. I know that was pretty surprising for me to see that the government's kind of doing a blockchain behind the curtains, a private blockchain that is trying to get into the $2.37 quadrillion worth of securities here. It's trying to get in like collaboration with that. They're trying to merge these two together here. But that's it for today's video. It was quite a bit of information here. Sorry if it was a little bit lengthy. I wanted to make sure to explain everything properly for you. And like I said, always say, it's pretty fun doing this for you guys. So make sure to get subscribed if you're not. Don't want to miss out on this daily content. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.